So the pepper right in front of me is an old favorite of mine, and actually it's a very old local variety. It's called Hinklehatz, which in the local dialect means chicken heart. And if you've ever butchered a chicken, you should have some idea of why it got that name. This is a hot pepper. It is a Capsicum annum, the same species as a bell pepper. So it's hot. It's hotter, I would say, than a jalapeno, but although it looks something like a habanero, it is not anywhere near that hot. I've seen listings online for this pepper being, anywhere from jalapeno heat up to 10 times that hot. I'm not sure how to rate it other than that it's medium hot. This is a good pepper normally for us because typically it's extremely productive. It does really well here normally. This year was abnormally cold and wet and cloudy, so a lot of the really heat-loving things didn't produce the way they normally should. 2 years ago, I had easy 3-foot high Hinklehatz bushes with hundreds of peppers, and honestly hundreds of peppers on each one. And you can see here all of these green ones that aren't going to ripen. The top of the plants have already been frosted off. The bottom is still alive, but yeah, the top's been frozen out, so the growing season's essentially done for these, and we'll get a few ripe ones, but not enough to do much with. Typically what I do with these is I make chili sauce, hot pepper sauce out of them, and I will explain a little later here how exactly I go about that and show you an example of that, but I wanted to do a close-up of the peppers and then a size scale on these guys. So there's the hand here. See, they're really attractive peppers and they are really prolific, but this year wasn't the best year for hot peppers here. But this is Hinklehatz. I have seen online pictures of this variety where they were more of an orange shade, and I've been growing this variety for about 15 years and they've always been this red color, so I don't know whether they're different strains or what. And I have actually got strains from a couple of different sources here, and they've always been this red color when fully mature, so I don't know. This pepper is a lemon pepper. This is a different species than the Hinklehatz I showed earlier, which is a Capsicum annum, like the standard bell peppers and jalapenos. This one in front of me is a Capsicum baccatum. These peppers need higher heat to produce well. They generally tend to have a smaller leaf than your Capsicum annum types. And this summer just really wasn't quite long enough, hot enough to really get these lemon peppers to produce as well as they could have or should have. But the Capsicum baccatums have an interesting characteristic, which is the flavor of them is sort of a fruity, citrusy, floral flavor. It has a very complex flavor and a good flavor, although they are generally extraordinarily hot. This variety, I'd say, is more of a medium to medium high heat, but with a really nice, complex, fruity flavor. There's a new variety on the market this year called Mad Hatter. That's a 2017 All-American Selections winner. That variety has little, if any, heat and is shaped very differently than this one. But this one, lemon pepper, I've been growing for about 15 years as well, and it's a good pepper. I had taken a trip probably 12 or 15 years ago to Ecuador, and this type of pepper was used there in salsas as probably the most common salsa pepper. And it's a nice pepper for sure, but this year we just didn't have the heat necessary to really get a good crop of these. It's marginal here in cold summers. I wanted to finish out this pepper discussion with a little piece about the Hinklehatz hot sauce.
I made this 2 years ago and it's still good. It's not canned. It was lacto fermented with a lot of salt, and then when it was finished I added more salt and vinegar to taste. There's plenty of good videos and good stuff online, good books. Like The Art of Fermentation is a good book if you're not sure about how to lacto ferment different things, but it's all I did with the Hinklehatz. I lacto fermented them whole and let them go about 8 or 9 months, and then put them into a blender, blended it to a real fine consistency. I never strained out the seeds, and then as I said, I added salt and vinegar to taste and put them in these Grolsch bottles. So I'll pour some out here on my chili and you can see what it looks like. It has a great color and a great flavor. Amazingly bright red color, great flavor, great aroma, really good stuff. Hinklehatz hot sauce.